My sister's husband is the father of my child. And I cannot be a single mother.
Then you will have to go and look for your husband elsewhere. Because you see that pain in your stomach, my husband will not take it. Yes, you will go and look for your own husband because this is your own husband.
Sis, let me tell you, I believe you're capping at this very moment because everybody I told about this pregnancy, about this child I am carrying, has accepted it apart from you.
Over my dead body. Let that me go.
Okay, it's getting a bit heated up in here. We still haven't met Mr. Godwin, which is Mrs. Bimpe's husband. Let's invite him. Don't go anywhere.
Eniola, calm down.
Calm down? What if I ruin everything? Now tell me now it's coming. Just pass the beef and dawa cubes. No, Hassan. With Mr. Chef, it's a two-finger crush. Chef of life.
Eniola, you've got this.
Sanu Mama, Sanu Baba.
Hassan, why do you look funny?
I am the chef of life.
With Mr. Chef, a simple crush turns meals into culture and moments into memories.
This is a true taste of home.
Culture.
Mr. Chef, taste home, taste culture.
Chef of life.
Welcome back. With me now in the studio, I have Mr. Godwin and Mrs. Bimpe, his wife, and Yemisi is still with us. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
You look awfully familiar. I mean, have you been on the show before?
That was not me, that was my twin brother.
Oh, wow. You guys do look very much alike.
Yeah.
All right, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so a lot has been said. We've heard from your wife and her sister. I'd like to hear your side of this story and your position on the matter.
Well, you see, I'm not the first to do this kind of thing. Neither am I going to be the last.
I see.
The thing is that I love my family. I love my wife. The same way I love you, Missy. And I've pleaded with my wife countless times, let's all live in peace. As
Wicked man. You're ungrateful being. You sit here comfortably opening your mouth. Yeah. After everything. After all the sacrifices. Even when I am supposed to do some things, I literally have to tell them to give it to you. So you pay me back with this.
Madam, please calm down.
Women, my younger sister.
Madam, please calm down. Calm down. All right, sir, continue.
the thing is that the thing is already out. And I need to do the right thing. I'm doing the right thing. Let's live together as one.
Wow.
I have all it takes to take care of everybody. I have all it takes to do whatever thing they want me to do. But my wife here wouldn't listen. I don't know what she wants me to do. Does she want me to send this young lady out on the street? That's not going to be possible.
No, that's not what I'm asking for. All I ask for is just let her go. See, we could just abort it. Let her go. My family is ready to answer. I'll just take it as a mistake. Just let her go so we can live peacefully. Please, I'm begging. Please just...
Madam.
Mr. Baldwin.
Please, abortion. I'm never going to do that.
Oh, wow.
I want us to be together.
Wow. Okay. So, if you are asked to choose now, because I don't think your wife is open to living with her sister as a second wife. So if you are asked to choose now, is it possible for you to let Yevunsi go?
I'm not going to do that. Like I said, I love both of them. But if my wife doesn't like that, she can go if she wants to. But if she wants to stay, fine.
Wow.
I will do what I have to do to make sure everybody live in peace.
Oh, wow.
will I do? What will I do? Why will my husband leave me and go for my sister? If he prefer my sister more than me, no problem.
Okay, if I'm in love with the person, I can stay with the person. It doesn't matter for me.
You can actually collect the child. Why will you marry my sister for what?
That's my younger sister. She has to live that one.
I think it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth me fighting for it.
If it's acceptable where I come from, for me, I won't give my permission.
There is pregnancy. Mistakes happen, so just give birth and then drop the baby for him and go. Find your way.
Is she the owner of the husband? Huh? And so, after the birth of that child, let the girl, they should even banish herself.
I will not leave.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching Lifelines with Rima, and if you've missed some of it, you can always catch us on our website, www.lifelineswithrima.com, or our social media platforms scrolling across your screen. With me now, I still have Mr. Godwin, Mrs. Bimpe, and Miss Yemisi. We've heard from the Situation Room, we've taken it to the streets, we've heard from people out there. Let's talk to them and see how to close this matter. All right, thank you all for coming and sharing your story. I mean, this is deep and it's highly personal, and so we appreciate the fact that you are sharing this so that other people can learn from your experiences. I would start with you, Yemisi. You're a young girl. You do not understand the full implication of what you have just done. You have your whole life ahead of you. You are beautiful. You could have found a fine young man that you would have built a happy life with, but you chose this route, and up till now you think you're doing the right thing. I think you should reconsider. I think you need to consult widely. I think you need to look through this decision, because you are planting a seed that not just destroys this family, it also ruins your future. All right, and for Madam, I'm so sorry. You do not deserve this, I know. Sometimes life happens, and as it comes, we try to manage to the best of our ability. In all of it, I cannot tell you and decide for you what to do, but in the end, you need to choose yourself and your children in a balanced atmosphere. As much as possible, I mean, you still have your trade, you're educated, you need to pick your life up and become the woman that you're destined to be, whether the marriage works out or not. Ultimately, it's your decision. For you, sir, I really don't know why you feel justified to do this. Nobody hearing this would feel happy. You have no remorse whatsoever. You do not think that it's bad that you took advantage of a younger girl. This child or this girl is supposed to have been in your care as an elder brother, as an uncle, but you went this far with her and you feel nothing is wrong with it. Of course, you know the seeds that men plant today, it's what they reap tomorrow. You need to make this right, but ultimately it's your decision who you choose. Let me see, maybe young and fine now, but what happens in the next 10 years when all of this becomes a thing of the past? When you are not even strong enough to be intimate with Yemisi, what do you do at that point? And what happens to your children? How do you explain the birth of this child Yemisi is carrying to your children in the future? Of course, you know, we don't do this in our culture, and of course, as Christians, this is not even allowed at all. But again, it's your decision. You decide what to do, how to handle this, and ultimately who to choose between the mother of your children, who has been there for you, who has done nothing wrong to you, and her own blood sister, who, as far as we know, is the stranger in the situation. Alrighty, wow, we're almost out of time. Let's take a quick break, we'll be right back. Welcome back. We've come to the end of our time, but before we go, I'd like to leave a little something with you. There's nothing wrong with polygamy as long as both parties or whoever is involved agree to that arrangement from the beginning. If you sign up for a monogamous relationship or marriage, you do know the full implication is that you should stay one man, one woman. If you choose to now step out of the agreement and do something like this, it's terrible, and of course the repercussions are grave. At the end of the day, even our culture does not permit this. A lot of times we overlook these things because of money, because this man has money, he has the right to get his sister-in-law pregnant and then get away with it. Of course, it is wrong in all phases of life. I hope that you are more careful as men out there. There will always be someone more beautiful than your wife, but remember your commitments, your vows, and everything else that makes you a man. Thank you for staying with us. This is our time. See you next time. Cheers.
Embrace the wisdom of our ancestors as we explore the timeless wisdom. This is the network service of the NTA.
For joining us on this week's edition of the program from the National Assembly. I am Lami Ali. Senate recently passed a bill that seeks the allocation of a certain percentage of revenue from sugar-sweetened beverages for intervention in the health sector. Now, these and other adoptions at the plenary of 11th November 2025 are what we have for you on today's package. Do stay tuned. The bill seeking special funding for health proposes channeling part of existing revenue from sugar-sweetened beverages to fund infrastructure and initiatives in the preventive and primary health care.
The bill section of the Customs, Excise, Tariffs, etc. Consolidation Act 2025. Mr. President, distinguished senators, I rise today to lead the debate on a significant amendment to the Customs, Excise, Tariffs, etc. Consolidation Act, which passed its first reading on February 18, 2025. This amendment is not merely fiscal in nature. It is a public health investment strategy that aligns taxation policy with our national health priorities. It proposes a restructuring of existing excise duty on sugar-sweetened beverages, not to impose more burden on citizens, but to redirect part of the existing revenue to finance health-related programs and infrastructure that will improve the well-being of Nigerians. The rationale and objectives of the bill. The objectives of the bill are twofold: to strengthen public health financing by earmarking a portion of existing excise revenue on non-alcoholic, carbonated, and sweetened beverages for preventive health programs and primary healthcare infrastructure, and to sustain national efforts in addressing the growing burden of non-communicable diseases such as diabetes, obesity, hypertension, and cardiovascular diseases that are increasingly linked to unhealthy dietary habits and excessive sugar consumption. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the link between excessive sugar consumption and the rising prevalence of NCDs is well established. It is estimated that NCDs now contribute over 30% of annual deaths in Nigeria. These are largely preventable diseases that can be reduced through health education, lifestyle modification, and strengthened primary health care delivery. Unfortunately, public funding for health remains inadequate. It has been over 2 decades since the Abuja Declaration, where African Union member states pledged to allocate 15% of their annual budgets to health. Nigeria is yet to meet this target. With declining donor support and a mass exodus of healthcare professionals, there is an urgent need to innovate within existing fiscal frameworks to generate sustainable domestic financing for health. The gap and why this amendment is necessary. Current fiscal legislation provides several earmarked levies for national development. Tertiary Education Trust Fund, 50%. Nigerian Education Loan Fund, 15%. National Information Technology Development Fund, 8%. National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, 8%. National Board for Technological Incubation, 4%. Defense and Security Infrastructure Fund, 10%. And National Cybersecurity Fund. However, public health is conspicuously missing from this structure, despite being a key pillar of sustainable development. This bill therefore seeks to integrate health as a beneficiary of existing excise revenue, particularly from products known to contribute to health risk. Benefits and expected impact. By earmarking part of the excise collected from SSBs and similar products to sustainable domestic funding for preventive health programs, strengthen primary healthcare systems, especially at community levels, support nutrition and wellness education across schools and workplaces, facilitate early screening and detection of NCDs, and improve the overall health security of the nation. Evidence from other countries, including South Africa, Mexico, and the United Kingdom, shows that linking excise revenue health outcomes not only improves fiscal efficiency, but also encourages industry innovation and healthier consumer behavior. This approach will make Nigeria's tax framework smarter, more purposeful, and people-centered, ensuring that every naira collected from health risk products directly contributes to protecting and improving public health. In conclusion, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, this bill is not about introducing a new tax rate. Rather, it is about putting existing revenue of Nigerians. By earmarking excise proceeds for health, we can transform fiscal policy into a powerful tool for disease prevention, health promotion, and human capital development. I therefore urge my distinguished colleagues to support this bill for second reading and to allow it to be referred to the relevant committee for further legislative action. I would like to commend Senator Ipalibo Banigo for this very landmark legislation. What does this legislation want? This legislation wants the National Assembly to put health in a front banner, to put health, to equate health, just like they equate education, just like they equate information technology, just like they equate science engineering, just like they equate technological incubation, defense and security infrastructure, and national cyber security. Mr. President, I took time to run down the legislative intervention to the federal government by now a law. But it's unfortunate that over the years, health has not attracted our attention as a parliament, nor does it also attract the attention of the executive to propose this kind of amendment. So when you go through the bill, through the second reading, you see, there was this Abuja declaration in 2020, where African countries have agreed unanimously to upgrade up to 15% of the annual national budget to health sector. Well, unfortunately, from that declaration to date, which is about 5 years, the federal government has, I don't like to say refused, has not been able to meet this Abuja target declaration. But I look at the funding gaps that this National Assembly has provided, 50% tax tertiary education, but 15% Nigerian education loan, 8% National Information Technology, 8% again National Agency for Science. Mr. President, this public health is as important as tertiary, strengthening primary health care system. It is important that members of the National Assembly and, of course, this August chamber of the Senate, the affects lawmaking body, to provide this initiative, and I thank you very much. And I call for cooperation and understanding, particularly on this amendment. Mr. President, I so second.
I want to sound a note of caution. But as long as we must ensure that this bill does not in any way attract any tax or whatever to our people. The taxes for the people have so been put together, well packaged as it is today. So as long as it does not in any way attract any tax or taxes for our people, I'm duly in support of it, particularly considering the benefits and expected impact of this bill. Restructuring the existing SI duty to provide for health is something that all of us are very positive about in this chamber, are very committed to. And as much as possible, whatever we improve the lot of our people, whatever we provide an opportunity for our people to have the best of opportunity in terms of providing health facilities or opportunity for our people is what we are all seated, we all here recommend. And therefore, this bill, provided is not in any way going to attract any form of burden on our people. I thank you so much for the opportunity to speak.
Mr. President, I am supporting the second reading of this bill against the background of the fact that, one, there is donor fatigue. The advent of the presidency of Donald Trump drinks also come with their attendant healthcare requirement and challenges on the population. And again, up to now, we could not meet the 15% requirement by all African countries to make it part of their budget for the healthcare delivery system. We could not meet it. Maybe through that medium, we can be able to meet that target. So against this background, I support the second reading of this bill. Thank you.
Mr. President, I see a trade-off here. Okay, the products she's talking about,
the products she's talking about are products that themselves create a lot of risks within the health sector. What we are losing from here, we are gaining from there. Okay, what we are gaining from the revenue we are getting from excise duty should be used to address these risk areas, okay? The risk areas, the risk products, okay? Like the alcohol, sugar, those ones that contain sugar, those ones that contain lots of alcohol and other things, that they should be used. So there's a trade-off. The trade-off is that whatever we are earning from here, we are deploying into this place. So there is no problem. But the issue is this: the percentage of the excise duty to be deployed to this area that she's talking about is an issue that I think calls for concern. And I want to believe that, yes, I support that.
Burden on the ordinary citizen. It is only restructuring that portion of the percentage of excise duty that we legislated the other time for in the Revenue Amendment Act. And by doing it, we will have to find a way to restructure.
Senator Issa Jibrin and Senator Kwambo, do you need a bill for this? Can't you, through the physical?
Yeah.
Can't you, I think the federal government has the latitude, the Ministry of Finance has the latitude
to redistribute.
You don't need a bill for this, frankly speaking. You certainly don't need a bill for this. You know.
It says to me, is, for example, things like tobacco. Because it has been very well established that tobacco causes cancer. Any law to prohibit the manufacture of tobacco or to impose high excise duty on it in order to discourage people from smoking, I can see the wisdom. But I drink beer to import than to produce at home. I think excise duty is not appropriate in this environment at a time when we are trying to ensure that we promote local manufacturing and support the local manufacturing base, which is already virtually disappearing. So I think we have to be careful not to be looking at revenue. Let's not be like the man who sells coffee. And when there is an epidemic, make money from sources that are helpful and are consistent with clear-cut national objectives. I don't think we should support and I oppose any bill that seeks to impose costs or tax or levy on anything manufactured or produced in Nigeria.